All right, we are live, Kev. What a night!
Yes, it was. The viewers out there, you probably should have been watching the Olympics, but I will give you a pass because, Nick, it was a double eviction night. 2 house guests left the house here tonight. We had to do a show. We had to talk about this.
Dude, I mean, I know the Olympics, but like, the U.S. is doing fine, whatever.
Yeah.
They're just owning. We know they're owning. We need to know what's happening now in the house, dude.
Yes, that's right. We know we're going to destroy the world in the Olympics and win gold medals and everything. So, yes, we need to talk about what's happening in the Big Brother house. Do we have our priorities correct, Nick? I'm not sure sometimes.
Yeah, we do, Kev.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to check in to make sure.
Look, all these notes are about Big Brother, and they're not about the Olympics.
Okay, good. Because this is not a Big Brother show. We're talking about the double eviction tonight.
Exactly. All right, Kev, dude, I took notes, man. Should I just jump on in here?
Let's do it.
All right, dude, here we go. Okay. Well, the first eviction, Zakiyah, I felt so bad for Zakiyah. Like, when she was on that chair, it wasn't like someone like thinking about strategy. It wasn't like someone who was thinking, yeah, like I made this move, I made that. She was just, it felt like she was just hurt.
Yes, we were watching somebody that was just in her head, replaying the events, thinking about what happened, confused about what's happening. I felt sorry for her as well. I mean, she really did feel like she has a connection with Pauly. And based on the way the show kind of went, I don't know that I want to go so far as to say he played her. I think that's a little strong. But I definitely don't think that Pauly feels the same about Z. She would have blown up her game. She did kind of blow up her game by having the relationship with Pauly. I mean, she picked Pauly for the veto competition. He won, did not take her off the block. That's a strong indication right there. But she was still loyal to him, Nick. I don't get it. Like we said it last week, it's not The Bachelor. It's Big Brother, and it's a shame. She blew her game up for Pauly, and it's a shame.
She picked the P over the W, which is the win. Look, that house is very, very, very lonely. Like, there's all those people in there, but you're all gunning after each other. And so the one thing you crave so much is a true connection. And she probably felt like she had it, and maybe even in the back of her mind where she thought maybe she didn't actually have it, she still went for it. And so that's why when she said when she was talking to Julie, she said, I don't regret anything. And I believe her. I don't think she regretted any of her actions, not at all. Maybe like 3 months from now, and she's like,
Yes. Talk to her in 3 months. But Nick, I do want to share a Big Brother first that I noticed this season. Every time a house guest gets evicted, everybody always tries to peek out the door and see the audience. James, and I'm surprised nobody has done this before him, James has now started just keeping the door open. So part of every eviction is seeing the entire house waving to the audience. I'm surprised that no one's done this before. They always try to steal peeks out the door, but no one's held the door open like that.
I actually noticed the same thing because I thought, wait a minute, they've never done this before. Normally the door just kind of closes. On my season, I remember they said, like, don't get in the way of the door. Like, if you find your way on the other side of the door, you are out. But I was like thinking about that, and I thought, that's a really weird, like, what if you like ran out, ran back in? Like, I think they would punish you, but I don't necessarily think that they would actually get rid of you.
Nick, could you, down to the final 3, could you push one of the 3 out that door and then you're in the final 2 all of a sudden? I mean, it sounds like that might be a loophole that no one's thought about.
Kev, look, I mean, if I ever get asked to go back in the house,
yeah.
I mean, I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind. I'll be like, look, he broke the rules. What can I do?
Yes.
I tripped. I shoved him through the entire door. I mean, who knew?
I promise you this, me and a dude that looks very much like you when we're doing this show will applaud you for doing that as we're doing our weekly Big Brother show.
Perfect. I'll call it the Kev, and I'll just shaboom.
Yes.
Right out the door.
Yeah.
Straight to victory final 2. At least I'll have 50 grand. I'll split the earnings with you.
This is getting better and better. I like that. I'm in. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna keep going with my list here. Okay, so the next HOH comp, right? So I don't like these types of comps where you have to twist the thing and you have to think. I don't particularly like those because I feel like there's not a lot of action. We see everything, but for whatever reason, I never got to play one. But I just don't like them. I don't like watching them. I don't like seeing them. I don't know. There's something about it. It feels like it's like too easy. You know, it's like pick a number between 1 and 10.
Yeah.
6. No, that's not it. Like you're evicted. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just like,
I mean, part of the problem I think for CBS is they need a quick comp like this, right? Like to do a double eviction, they can't have an endurance comp, obviously. They need a quick comp, and they're like, you know, yes or no, more or less. It's a very quick comp. And somehow Corey, I mean, where did this kid come from? Corey's been like sucking at every comp. He wins HOH, wins veto, completely cleans up. I know.
Of the mental comp, Corey wins. Like I was like, whoa, what is happening? Okay, yeah. So we're kind of jumping ahead here, but okay, he wins the HOH, right? And then it turns into like a guy party, right? Yeah. Like what we see as a viewer, it's like all the girls vanish to the backside of the house. All the guys go towards the rooms, and it's like a frat party where they're like, "Are we cool? Are we cool? Are you cool? Are we cool?" It's
they do like that special handshake that they have.
Dude, zero strategy. It wasn't like, dude, Corey, if you don't put me up on the block this time, or if you do this, like I'll do. No deals again. No deals. Yeah. Just a bunch of like, are we cool? Looking at each other, kind of laughing, kind of weird. No strategy.
It's the Bridgettes, it's the Michelles, it's the people that I guess are just like, well, I'm going to go home. I'm not going to try to talk to Corey. I'm not going to try to campaign. I'm not going to try to do anything. It's interesting because at the beginning of this episode, Nick, they showed us the kind of after, but there was a huge fight in the house. Bridgette is trying to target Paulie. That seemed like there was some sort of blow up between Paulie and Natalie. So CBS was painting it like Paulie was going to be the target this week. And then all of a sudden, like you said, it was back to this huge executive bromance when I was wondering if Corey was going to target Paulie.
Bromance.
That's what it was.
Kev. That is the best thing I've ever heard. Please continue.
Yes. Yeah, it was an executive bromance. And Corey's like, I don't know. What do you think? Should we do this? What are we in? Are we like, what's going to happen? And then sure enough, 2 more women go on the block and then Bridgette goes home. I mean, I was really thinking Corey might make a big move, go after Paulie. I was a little disappointed that he just kind of played it safe.
That's the thing is like, once I saw the circle, I was like, that's it. There's no big moves here. And I tweeted it out tonight. I really wanted like a Dan moment, you know, like some really hardcore, like mental planning, some like Hail Mary pass that works, like, you know, something that just really is like ingenious. No, we're left with, cool, you're cool, you're cool, you're cool. And then the 2 people that are on the block are like, both acquiesce and are just like, I guess I'm going home. I don't know. I guess I'm just going home.
Yeah. I mean,
like, rolled over and died.
This would be a good question for our viewers, Nick, and I'd throw this to you as well. Like, what's been the biggest move in the house this summer? Like, has there really been a big move? And I was thinking maybe the way they were presenting this with Paulie, this would be kind of the big move of the summer that they're targeting. All of a sudden, you've got Corey and Paul and James that might flip the script and get Paulie out of the house. But we're kind of waiting, I feel like, for that big move. I mean, is there anything that kind of comes to mind for you?
I mean, getting Frank out. I mean, when we had Day in the house, I think Day was an aggressive player and a smart player. So I feel like there was, I mean, again, you know, this kind of happens, you know, ever since 15, 16, 17, you know, they've kind of all been following these trends. And that's like, you know, when there's a lot of different twists and there's a lot of different things happening, it then creates a gameplay that is not, ironically, not very strategic because it's too much turbulence. And so we end up with, you know, the sways of the house, and then it's like, who do you want? I don't know. Who do you want? Friendship and group therapy, and let's all do yoga together. And I'm not mad at you, but I'm voting you out. Okay. Like, I mean, it's, you're right. I mean, no big moves.
Yeah. And, you know, we're finding, I think, that the less predictable it is, it seems like the stronger players gravitate together because they're like, who knows what's going to happen? There's going to be 3 more twists tomorrow. So if all of a sudden Paul and Paulie are going at each other, there's going to be some new twist. So it seems like all of these twists are pushing the Victors, the Paul, the Paulies, I guess the Corey, but they're pushing the strongest players together just to literally last week to week because, again, they kind of got out a floater, Bridgette. I mean, she was trying to make some moves, but it's like Z really wasn't. She was kind of a floater. Bridgette's kind of a floater. Like they're just trying to keep numbers, I guess, and trying to keep the strong players together. I miss the days where you would have like a Paul on one side of the house, Paulie on one side of the house. You'd have, Victor on one side. You'd have these two camps. Like, we're not really seeing that right now.
When the game itself is very standard, you get a lot of risks and liberal moves. When the game is very, chaotic, dynamic, and this, that, and the other, and America votes, and there's a special coin, and you got to jump through the thing, and the hula hoop of fire. It's like people then make all these conservative moves, which is basically just like, I don't know, are you cool? I'm cool. We're all cool. So that's what we end up with. I'm going to move ahead here.
I will give CBS credit. I really like the whole one-way ticket. That's really fun. I'll give them credit. I know we're kind of bashing a little bit of a lot of moves. I think that's a really fun twist this summer that is going to be fun to follow week to week.
Now, I have a theory about the one-way ticket. So someone actually emailed me this, and I had never thought of it. And they said, do you think that in every single mailer, right, there's actually 2 tickets, and Julie actually gets to decide when she pulls it out? And I was like, I would have never thought of that. But Big Brother is technically a reality TV show, not a game show. I don't know.
That's interesting.
I don't know.
Well,
here's a good theory.
Here's what's going to be curious. If somebody like Paulie, if somebody like Paul, that obviously CBS is kind of carrying their narrative, they're kind of announcing competitions. If one of them wins it, I think that lends a little bit of credit to that theory. If somebody like Nicole wins it, or if Michelle, God forbid, she'll cry when she's evicted, she'll cry when she gets the one-way ticket. If she wins it, then I'm thinking not as much.
We're kind of jumping ahead here in my notes, from what you're saying, because I want to talk about that so much. But all right, so I'm going to keep going in order here. Okay, so Julie asks, do you think so backtracking here, Corey wins POV. I was surprised by that too.
Corey was shocked too.
Yeah.
Corey's like, wait a second, I'm still in the house? I guess I'll play in this comp.
So now he's got the ultimate power. And then Julie asks him with the annotation, actually asking him, will he change his mind? I'm thinking, no. In the last 5 minutes, first of all, no strong gameplay has been played in the last 5. What are we week 10 here now?
Something.
There's in the next 10 minutes, no one's going to do anything groundbreaking. It's going to be the same 2 people that they're going to put up anyways. Again, basically floaters. Bridgette's speech was basically I don't know, maybe whatever. I mean, whatever you want to do.
But here's the only thing, Nick, and we've talked about this. You and I on our Lawyer Up segment do a much better job at creating compelling arguments for the house guests. But if there is one part of the show that CBS needs to get rid of, it is these stupid speeches. All the house guests know that nothing's going to come of them, that they aren't really going to be able to sway. It's just a waste of time. So what you get is they're they literally say the same thing every time. I'm really happy to be here. I want to say hi to my family. It's been such a great summer. Really enjoyed spending it with all of you. Please do what's best for your game. I'll respect whatever you guys decide. All right, but I'd obviously love to be here. Thank you very much. That's literally the speech for everybody in the house, Nick.
Except for this time around, where out of nowhere, Michelle is so paranoid that she starts calling people out, and she blows up Nicole's game as if she's like, you're cool, I hate you, I'm out. And she basically just called her out. I mean, the weird part about it is that they both Bridgette and Michelle both felt like they were going out. That's not possible. So why didn't they talk to each other hey, have you heard anything? No one communicated. I'm just really, it's weird that because now Michelle is in this immaculately awkward position after calling out maybe someone who could potentially be an ally. And on top, it's just totally unnecessary. And then on top of that, when she didn't get evicted, she cried.
Oh my God.
Like she was getting evicted.
She's just, at this point, you're seeing she's a mess in the house. She's crying when she's happy. She's crying when she's sad. I actually think it was a really smart strategic decision for the house to get rid of Bridgette. Bridgette's somebody that kind of she could float all of a sudden. When she gets in that 3 or 4, there's the potential for her to win the show. Somebody like Michelle is everybody's target. And I think everybody's thinking, let's keep Michelle in the house. because she's going to go before me. So I think it was a pretty smart decision. But sure enough, yeah, Michelle just bawling. Big Meech, Nick.
Dude, the Big Meech. I mean, and it was like so painful to watch because it was like, you're a snake. You lied to everybody. And then it's like, in a vote of 5-1. And then she's like, oh,
yeah.
I like, you know, snake is more like a gardener snake.
Yeah.
And
I like snakes. Snakes. I had a pet snake as a kid. I like everybody.
Like a sexy boa, you know, not like a venomous one. Yeah, dude.
I will tell you, I enjoy double evictions, but I think I almost enjoy the episode right after double evictions better, because that's when they show you everything. That's when they show you the fight with Paulie and Natalie. That's when they're going to show the bro talk with Corey and the executives. They'll show a little of the Meech stuff. So that's going to be a must-watch show on Sunday, just to get caught up on all the mess that happened here on the double eviction.
Dude, I totally agree with that. The other thing that I'm really liking right now is like, now, as the numbers whittle down, even though there is a lot of like superfluous gameplay, you know, that we don't see and whatnot, and like all the comps make it very difficult, we will now start to see gameplay amongst the remaining, right? Yes. So like, when the pool gets a little smaller, it starts to get a little more vicious because they've had a little bit more time to like know the flow of it. So they're starting to make a little more like strategic, smart decisions. And so now I'm finally looking forward to it because, you know, from week like 3 to 10, it's just kind of the same flow of things. It's picking off the weak ones, group theory, no big moves, nothing like that.
It's going to be really interesting, I think, because I think it's going to come down to Victor kind of having to make a choice. He's a competition beast, so I feel like at some point he's going to win an HOH, and it's going to be Paul in one ear and Paulie in the other, maybe trying to pick off the other one there. So that's going to be interesting, and we still have a bunch of really strong competitors in the house. But I really think in terms of, you know, if this was a play or a movie, we're heading toward the Paulie and Paul showdown. It seems like that they're not going to go together to the final two. Who knows? It did seem like maybe that they did kind of make up, but it just seems like based on their personalities that this bromance, this PP, is not quite as rock solid as we would tend to think. I do think that it's going to be interesting to see who fires the first shot, and I wonder if maybe Victor, who's a comp beast, could get stuck in the middle of that, having to choose sides.
I have a wild prediction, and this is like such a long shot. All right, but here's how I see it all playing out.
Glenn wins the show.
Glenn gets the one way back, okay? And then he beats everybody because...
What if Glenn just had to open up a card and it just said winner on, and they dropped the confetti down right at the end of the season?
The Messiah comes like hovering in.
That's right, yes.
On a like a zip line. It'll be brilliant. Here's what I think is going to happen.
Ooh.
I think Nicole and Corey are going to start their own little pod. I think they will probably adopt somebody in there who will be like kind of like a little floater. On the other side, we're going to have the Paul and Paulese, and then probably the Victor will be in that group. I think Michelle will continue to be kind of a little floater here and there, whatever. And then I think that'll explode. Victor will probably get ousted, you know, close to next. And then it's going to be two sides of the house. You're going to have Paul and Paulie. Maybe Michelle's a floater. They'll probably like, you know, keep her as the guard to make like, they'll probably want her as a final two, easy target. And then the other side, you're going to have Corey and Nicole. That's my prediction.
I could see that happening. I think that Nicole is also due. I think she's on the chopping block very soon. So that's the only thing that could pull Corey back into that group. If we do see it split, should Nicole go, then the PP and Victor might pull Corey back in. And suddenly we've got like a final four there that I think might stay pretty solid with kind of, you know, Victor in the mix there as well. But yeah, it is going to be interesting to see if they keep Michelle around, as you said, of kind of that target where, you know, like nobody wants to waste their HOH getting her out because she's such an easy target. And then if they start firing shots at each other with this kind of strong executive alliance.
And then there's James, who's like a wild card.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah, that's right.
You know,
he's
like,
still in the house.
It's like, I don't even know what's going to happen with him. I mean, he'll probably end up like making it to like final three or something. I mean, everyone will forget he's there. He won't be involved in the drama, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, James.
Yeah,
James is here." I think that's probably how it'll go down.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think, the show is set up really nicely in the kind of the stretch run of the show to get a lot of good drama. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Totally agree with that. Kev, where can we find you?
I am at KevSoup on Twitter, and KevSoup.com is the website. Thank you all for watching. USA all the way. Let's take home every gold medal that's out there here.
We're building Fort Knox down in Rio. You guys can follow me at Nick Uhas on Instagram and on Twitter. Absolutely hit the subscribe button, which will be right here. A lot of you that are watching this are not subscribed. I know, because I look at the analytics. I want you to hit the subscribe button because Kev and I do shows every week, and sometimes we do them bi-weekly like this one because double eviction. It's awesome, and we love talking Big Brother, and we'll see you really soon.